Today, we can
but one of the aides of, but there's said to be a lack of coordination amongst the military, even though they are well armed.
Well, I don't think you, myself or yourself, or Alhaji Galadima here as the authority, to run commentaries on that. We are not military people. We are not security people. What we can do is just to postulate and conjecture. I don't do that as a matter of fact. I try to limit myself to my area of interest and capacity. And to that extent, what I read, from papers and the news we get from policies, being implemented by the government are what we comment on. So going forward, I believe, yes, this resurgence will be contained. The resurgence of the Boko Haram will be contained, and it's being contained because even the attack on the military base yesterday was repelled, within minutes. And to also correct Alhaji Galadima here, a base is not a platoon is not made up of 1,000 soldiers. Just to correct issues here. So going forward, I believe that system and structures are put in place. We have a well-motivated Nigerian armed forces. They will contain Boko Haram.
They will
contain terrorism.
And they have not exactly clear why you will say you don't have information to speak about military issues, but you also want to correct Mr. Galadima about what a platoon is and all of that. You talk about being proactive or not being reactive, as the case may be, but you say you don't have what it takes to speak about military issues. So let's put that aside and look at why this issue about this visa for the presidential candidate of the PDP. Why is it a problem to your party?
I am not too sure it's a problem to my party. I don't think my party had made it an issue at any point in time. What I know is that the PDP, perhaps out of desperation and out of the need, to do a public cleansing for its presidential candidate, made a song and dance over this visa matter. The fact that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Waziri, and Damawa cannot travel or are not traveled to the U.S. over the last 13 years are notorious in the public space. So why would it just now suddenly become a problem for my party? No, it is the problem for the PDP presidential candidate and his followers. Because what is at issue is that the presidential candidate of the PDP cannot get into have not been able to get into America because of a subsisting congregational investigation. So it is the problem of the PDP, and it is the PDP that came out, I think sometimes last month in November, to announce that its presidential candidate will be traveling to address a conference in America in December 14, 2018. So how has that become a problem?
Let me get the thoughts of Mr. Galadima, because what we understand is that the Minister of Information has come out to say that if the United States government issues a visa to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, it will surmount to supporting him as a presidential, the presidential candidate they are in support of. What are your immediate thoughts about that?
Let me first accept, as a statesman and a truthful man, accept the correction he made. What I meant to say was a battalion, not really a platoon. A battalion is being commanded by a CO who is called a lieutenant colonel of that rank, and they were completely wiped out. That's what I wanted to say. Two, Mr. Akinsiju has said that he doesn't know whether the $1 billion approved for the military 1 year ago, nearly 1 year ago, he wouldn't know whether it has been disbursed or not. That is the character of their government. That is the character of how they run the Nigerian system. This is why Nigeria can never progress under people like this, and they need to be booted out through the PVC. Lastly, on the issue of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar being given a visa to travel to the US, it is a constipation to the PDP, to the APC. They felt threatened that maybe if Atiku Abubakar goes to America, he would receive endorsement from the American government. It is a known fact all over the world that the APC government has failed to address the needs of Nigerians, has failed to address security issues, has failed to address economic issues. Therefore, it will not be out of place if other countries of the world look for an alternative. And the alternative is here being seen in Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, eloquent, intelligent presidential candidate, who is asking their own presidential candidate and challenging him to a public debate, which they are running away from. If they think they are at it and they have the wherewithal, why don't they subject their presidential candidate to a debate with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar?
I think that's a good place. That would be a good place to let it rest. I'm afraid that we're going to have to leave it at that. So must thank you both, Mr. Niye Akinsiju, the chairman, Buhari Media Organization, as well as Buba Galadima of the Atiku Campaign Organization, speaking to us from our Abuja studios. But Sunrise Daily will be back in just a moment. Join us again.